and we'll see who comes off best, shall we? And it is lights out, and away we go. Charlesworth gets away well, but she is cut across as the second place driver swoops round the outside to take the lead immediately on the way up to round 3. Fantastic move, and respect was given on the inside, all up over the curve to avoid contact, and immediately, oh, there's an off! There's an off into the grass. It's a miracle he kept that one going. Fantastic car control. There was an off. Looked like the driver in either third or fourth was just sent wide. It didn't even look like any dramatic accident. He just seemed to go off. But oh no! And there is your pole sitter into the grass, spinning round in a much more major accident. It looks like Amelia Charlesworth has been sent spinning around. So your pole sitter has gone from first all the way to dead last before the final sector. So we are going to await confirmation for the lap, for the grid order currently at the end of this lap. As we cross the line now, we're getting that information through the television. And in first place, I believe, we're still waiting for the first lap. Charlesworth not happy with what just happened there. Maybe there was another incident. But I'm still not getting information on live timings. Does anybody have information on live timings? Something. So there has been a change of lead, 2 major crashes as drivers put onto the grass. But there's another change for the lead as our hands are being raised. Unfortunate contact there. It looks like driver in second place is not happy with what's going on. But there have been 2 changes of lead in 2 laps. And the driver, who I think was either in third or fourth. Thank you very much. Thank you, lifesaver. I've just been given more live timing while the television has been working. But it seems that was Brad Whitehouse has taken the lead of lightweight split 2 from Thomas Hughes from the driver car number 107. Oh, he's back up. May you have your phone back. The car 107 of Andreas debutant, and then from Lewis Jolly, Lewis Ashforth. This is the race off the Lewises, remember, from Chris Phillips, Sonny Zacharias, Joel Metcalf, Lewis Blench, Reese Barker down in 10th, and then Lewis Middleton, Raj Kular and Amelia Charlesworth, who was your pole sitter, now sits 13th and 7 seconds behind the rest of the pack. She has some serious work to do if she wants to gain those crucial championship points back. So it's Brad Whitehouse out in front from Thomas Hughes after taking the lead from him in a move that Hughes, I'm sure, was not particularly happy about, arms being raised. So it's Andreas Dimitriades in third and Lewis Jolly holding off a whole train of cars in fourth. That's going to allow the third place man to walk away from it from a bit. The car 109 of Lewis Ashford willing his car forward, as he did lose a place there to Chris Phillips. So out in front, it does seem that Brad Whitehouse and Thomas Hughes have checked out their pace. Very, very strong, but Lewis Jolly is gaining 56.6 from the man in third, about half a second faster than those ahead of him. So that gap, even though they have checked out currently, may be coming down very, very quickly. But there is a big battle side by side between, I believe that's Lewis Ashforth and Sonny Zacharias, and it continues. It continues onwards. Is that Lewis Blench as well getting involved as we wind into the final sector? No side-by-side action. Oh! Who is that? Was that? I believe that might have been Reese Barker banging wheels with the number 113 of Lewis Middleton in the middle sector. That was quite an impact with Raj Kular behind, and he points to his points forward and says, "Let's work together. Let's go forward in this race. I don't want to fight you, even if I did just try and wipe you off the surface of the planet. Let's try and go forward in this race." And it seems, talking of going forward, it seems that Lewis Jolly has really caught right up to the back of Thomas Hughes, setting a 55.913. That is exceptionally competitive pace, as I'm being reminded once again. Lightweight split 1 drivers, if you want to get ready, helmets, gloves, and then go to the gate to go and get cooked by the sun for 5 minutes. And so Lewis Jolly has joined the fight for the win with absurd pace, catching the leaders at nearly a second a lap faster. So it's Brad Whitehouse from Thomas Hughes, from Lewis Jolly, and then Andreas Dimitriades in fourth. He has now been caught by Chris Phillips and passed by Chris Phillips. Sonny Zacharias in 6th, Lewis Blench in 7th. From Lewis Ashforth, Joel Metcalf, Lewis Middleton, Reese Barker in 11th, Raj Kular a little bit behind them, and then Amelia Charlesworth is a further 9 seconds adrift. So she's gone for even further backwards, maybe sustaining some sort of damage in that accident. There's been no change of position so far among the leaders. Brad Whitehouse still in first from Thomas Hughes and Lewis Jolly. But let's focus on this fight as they round the kink into the final sector, into turn 9 now. All three very, very capable drivers, and they're going to be looking for new and creative ways to get past each other as we go into the penultimate corner, into the final corner. Squeeze on the brakes, make sure you don't go into the back of your competitor, but it is Thomas Hughes right on the back bumper of Brad Whitehouse. He's going to be getting an enormous slipstream into turn 3, and he's going to be looking for a run into turn 4 maybe, although being too close into turn 3 may not always be beneficial. As you can see, Brad Whitehouse just able to eke out just about enough of a gap to prevent the send, or am I too wrong? No, Thomas Hughes down the inside, but Brad Whitehouse is able to stick around the outside, and that allows Lewis Jolly back down the inside, as Brad Whitehouse had forced Thomas Hughes to the inside, to the outside. That allowed Lewis Jolly down the inside. After a bit of tussle into turn 6, they have swapped positions, and it's Lewis Jolly ahead of Thomas Hughes. Now he can set out after the leader and let loose his enormous pace that he's shown, a 55.9. I think the next fastest lap that I can see here is a 56.3 from Lewis Blench, so he's a full 4/10ths faster than anybody else on track. So now he is the one with the slipstream up to the leader, as we talked about before. Being too close up to the back of someone may not be helpful. You may have your view impeded, but now he has a decent run. Will he try it again? Down the inside goes Lewis Jolly. He makes the move. Will Brad Whitehouse stick it down the inside? No! He has lost the lead, and Lewis Jolly has gone from 3rd up to 2nd, up to 1st in as many laps, and that is quite the fight as Brad Whitehouse back down the inside, but nothing doing. He can't make the move, and now they may have to settle for 2nd and 3rd, Thomas Hughes and Brad Whitehouse, as Lewis Jolly may just have the machinery underneath him. He may have the pace in that kart to just walk away, given the speed he's been showing early on. He is an absolute monster out there right now. Squeezing on the brakes, flicking the kart to the right. Don't getting oversteered, don't slide, don't bounce the kart. Let's get it through turn 1 smoothly, winding up to 70 miles an hour. And you can see he has just set a 56.2, which is faster than anybody else on track, while making the overtake. Yes, he has that much speed. Let's see what he can unleash now. Through the right-hander, be patient, getting on the throttle, be sure to avoid the curve. Now it's the left-hander, hug the apex. Keep it nice and smooth up towards turn 6. It's a very tight corner, out wide. Flick it right. There's another curve, avoid the wall. Now down the hill, back down the hill again, into the left-hander. You can take that very fast, it's very rubbered in, into the kink of turn 8 rather, into turn 9 on the brakes, nice and smooth. You can see him minimising the slide now out to the right to flick it left all the way around. Open up the steering wheel, you can use the curve on the outside, he doesn't feel the need to. Into the penultimate corner, getting a little bit of a slide on. Now the same thing, flick it right, make sure to minimise any sort of oversteer, and Lewis Jolly crosses the line. That lap time was a 56.3, it wasn't anything special, but it was enough to pull out 1 second gap to those behind him, as Thomas Hughes now sets out against Brad Whitehouse. He wants 2nd place. If he can't have the win, if that's gone, then he at least wants 2nd best. As Brad Whitehouse slides a little bit wide out of turn 4, he's going to have to defend the inside of turn 5. Thomas Hughes might have been bumping him through turn 5. Now after turn 6, he's going to send it down the inside. Super clean move there, as Brad Whitehouse tries to go for the switchback, but he just points forward, says, you know what, mate, you might be able to have this. He does try back down the inside, but into the kink of turn 8. He's not going to be close enough to go down the inside of turn 9, although he may try. Is he going to size anything up? No, thinks better of it into turn 10. And now as we wind into the penultimate corner, it is Lewis Jolly who has a commanding lead out in front. Flicks the kart right, beautifully handled through there. What's this lap time going to be from Jolly? How far has he stretched an advantage? It's another 56.2. It's faster than anybody else on track, and he's doing it consistently. The gap is now 1.6 seconds, and Thomas Hughes has eked out that gap. He's gone past him. He's gone past him. I've missed it. Thomas Hughes has made the move on Brad Whitehouse, and now there is a gap. There is a gap of around 6/10. He almost sent it into the last corner, but it's Lewis Jolly out in front. Now Thomas Hughes has to see what he's got in reserve. Can he unleash any sort of pace? As, of course he is. Chris Phillips arriving on the scene, 56.2, catching up to Brad Whitehouse. He now wants to get in the discussion for third place. See him with the blue and black suit with the white helmet, very tidy through turn 9. And you can see he's thinking, oh yeah, I'm in with a chance here. I'm feeling a little bit racy. As Lewis Jolly starts to pull away, it's Chris Phillips who's arriving on the scene with the kart 103, and he is gaining fast on the kart 124. He's got 1 minute left in the race. One moves to think whether the next lap will be the last lap, as he has very few chances remaining to get his spot on the podium to snatch it from Brad Whitehouse, who was at one point in the lead of this race. But now he has to settle for third. He may have to defend from losing third and have to settle for fourth. So yeah, Chris Phillips now all over the back of him. And you see that Brad Whitehouse gesturing. He's not happy about something. Maybe it's the speed of the car. Maybe it's the way he's driving. He's not feeling comfortable out there. He's going backwards. Chris Phillips all over the back of him now, getting a better run through the kink of 8, down into 9. You can really see a lot about a driver by how composed they are through turn 9, and it seems that Chris Phillips is very composed indeed as he goes through turn 10. Now he's going to be very close down the back straight. Yes, this is going to be the last lap, as Lewis Jolly makes a little hand gesture. That was a very fast lap once again. He's matching pace with Thomas Hughes. Not much doing for Thomas Hughes at this point, barring some sort of miracle with Jolly crashing. I believe that this will be his victory, but it's Chris Phillips all over the back. He's going to go down the inside of Brad Whitehouse. They made contact, and he wasn't far enough alongside to make the move. If he did get that place, that would have been a bump and pass penalty, but luckily he wasn't far enough alongside. He has to concede the position to Brad Whitehouse, who remains in third, but there's still plenty of opportunity here at Daytona Tamworth. Brad Whitehouse covers the inside of turn 7, now up to the kink of turn 8. Phillips is not going to be close enough to launch an attack into turn 9, but will he launch something into the inside of turn 10? No, thinks better of it. He now has one more shot, but it's going to be Lewis Jolly, a commanding drive. He rounds the final corner to win in lightweight split 2 from Thomas Hughes. Brad Whitehouse completes your podium ahead of the fast-charging Chris Phillips, from Lewis Blench in 5th, Sonny Zacharias in 6th, Andreas Dimitriades in 7th, Lewis Ashforth, Lewis Middleton, Reese Barker, Joel Metcalf, Raj Kula and Amelia Charlesworth. The unfortunate Amelia Charlesworth now rounds the final corner. What a horrid race for our pole sitter. She shakes her head from first to last. That is not the story you want in a race where you want to take home big championship points. But Lewis Jolly is your winner. Right. We're joined by race winner here, Lewis Jolly. Lewis, that was a great performance, making all those moves. How are you feeling?
Yeah, good. I say I avoided all the carnage at the start, which was the main thing, I think, and then just picked people off one by one. That kart was probably the best one I've been in all day, so it felt quite nice to drive. So I was able to feel confident on the brakes especially, and just go in quite late and just get the moves done. But yeah.
Well, even with good machinery beneath you, it was a great drive, and afterwards showing some very consistent, very strong pace. I mean, you were lapping like with the fastest laps of everybody else just every single lap.
It was low 56s.
Yeah, it was just low 56s, high 55s. It was just great stuff.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Cheers.